instructors, your principal, your coaches, those to be some of the people you'll remember. So we want to do a good job. So you got to put in your work, and you got to want to get better. You got to want to improve. And it's my job to keep finding newer material to help you. So let's go ahead and answer some of those questions that you have, because this helps me understand where you are in your journey. So I need everyone to put in a question. Okay, please don't say, well, how many questions on the test? 80. Okay, it takes about 10 days for the process to finish. If you're here for a makeup, you messed up before. You had a track meet, you had a wrestling meet. Those of you here for makeup, you're postponing you getting your permit. And if you miss a day or get kicked out of this session, it's going to take you longer. So it's really important that the driving school meets the standards. I meet the standards. We do a good job. And we want to continue to elevate. Well, it's the most dangerous thing about night driving. You can't see. What else am I going to say? You can't see. You'll go off the edge of the road. All drivers do that. You'll hit a car. All drivers do that. You'll hit a pedestrian. All drivers do that. For you as new drivers, you haven't experienced this in a car with an instructor. And those of you who are lucky enough to drive with me when it gets dark, you're going to have that experience. And for me as an instructor, I always want not so much the newest driver's ed car, but with good headlights, good clean windshield. Because I've done this over 24 years, night driving is probably the most challenging for all of you. Because it's different. I'm not your mom and dad. I'm not going to say, oh, honey, it's okay. Like, what are we doing? What's going on? If you're going off the side of the road, some of you don't realize it. It's because you're looking down at the speedometer, or you're looking at the lights, or you have that starburst, that really bright light. A lot of you are still very nervous. You're on drive 3, you're squeezing the wheel. Drive 4, you're squeezing the wheel. Drive 5, drive 6. Everyone is different. Usually around drive 3, you start to feel more comfortable. If the instructor's lazy, they don't put work in, they don't balance you between neighborhood, main roads, tight subdivisions, roundabouts, curves. Hey, I'm describing me. I'm going to take you on the most difficult roads I can to really balance you and teach you. And that's what good instructors do. So night driving is the biggest obstacle that all of you will face, because it's different. And most instructors, I'm not saying all, but most instructors don't really drive at night. So it's all good. I try to mix it up a little bit. What are the soft objects to let you, you type in soft objects. If I have to tell you what is something that is soft, you don't need to be driving a car. You type in something that is soft that you should hit in case you go off the road. So I'm switching it back to you. Come on, James, put in your words. I need all of you to participate. What is something soft we should hit? Okay. Hey, Ian, how are you? If a crash is imminent and you know you're going to hit something, you have to aim for something soft. You don't want to hit a tree. Your car will wrap around the tree. You don't want to hit a pole. Okay, you want to hit something that's soft, that will give. Okay, a bush, grass, dirt, mud, something that will slow the car down. Gabriella, it depends. You hit what you can't see. It could be a rear end collision. It could be you hitting a pole. It could be you pulling out of a gas station that has lights on. You don't turn your lights on. A car doesn't see you. You don't see them. You get hit. So it really depends on the situation. Many of you live in suburban areas. You don't live in the city. So there are not a lot of lights. Some of your neighborhoods don't have lights. Okay, I live in a township. Some of you live in a township. Some of you live in a county. They're not going to put street lights. In the cities, Detroit, Cleveland, the Bronx, they have lights there. So a lot of you don't have street lights, and you're pulling out in the dark. And you might even hit a car in your own neighborhood because you're not used to driving at night. So it just depends. Some of you live on very rural roads. There are not street lights out there. You got a 160,000 acres and there are no street lights. You're going to go into the ditch because there are no lights out there. Driving at moonlight is different than driving at night in the city. It's different than driving. So it just depends on where you live. And you guys know about darkness. You're going to drive at night. Have you hit an animal at night? You want to veer. You don't want to veer for the deer, right? Animals come out at night. Skunks, you know about that. Ducks, cats. Okay, animals come out at night. So we have deer in our area. Okay, so you know this. Don't veer for the deer. And if you veer for the deer and have an accident, it's your fault. If you veer, you're going to put your car in a ditch and kill yourself. Human life is worth more than animal life. We'll look at a video on that. What is the best thing to do when driving at night? We discussed that. Drive well-lit areas, keep your windshield clean, keep your headlights clean. Learn to see where the edge light is to the right. Learn where your pavement markings are. And there's some good night driving videos. We'll look at some of those. Do you hit an animal or do you drive in the ditch? If you drive in the ditch, you'll die. We hit the animal. If you drive in the ditch, you'll flip your car over. Your roof will collapse on you. You'll roll over. So we don't want to go into the ditch. Okay, we'll look at some. And I'm just telling you honesty. Let's be 100%. We try to hit the animal at an angle. We try to reduce our speed. The animal will either come through the windshield, veer to the left or veer to the right, or flip over the car or go under the car. And that will be anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. I love the questions you're asking. What do you do if you hit a deer at night? You call the DMV. You call the Department of Recreation. Hey, an animal struck. You need to come out and put it out of its misery. We need to get this animal off the road so no one else hits it. Okay, that's their job. They come and get wild animals. What should you do? What should we be more cautious about at night? Everything. Learning how to see. Drivers with really bright headlights. Drivers with no headlights on. Drivers going too fast. People walking on the side of the road that you don't see. People riding bikes. It's a whole new world at night, and a lot of you don't go out at night. It's 6:30 now. It's dark outside. So a lot of you don't go out at night, but you will be driving at night. So you'll learn how to see that world, and we'll look at the video. Shrubs, bushes, plants, corn stalks, yes. I like the questions. Yeah, so it's a process. You'll learn. Give me 1 second, please. I think for 2026, I'm really trying to do a good job of just really understanding where you are in the process. Do you know how to drive? Can you keep the car straight? Are you going to stop at the stop line? Are you going to use the blinker? Are you having eye movement, left, middle, and right? More of you are starting to do this because I'm setting a high standard. I'm not going to be a lazy instructor. I'm really going to try to push you to get better. And that's just because who I am, and that's in my DNA, because I really want you to learn. And I think the driving school has got some good information to help you, and there's always areas for improvement. And if you want to get better, and I think most of you do, go for some of those challenges. I'm just getting the classroom material ready. I think this would be a good quick review, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. So as I'm going through, you put questions in. I'm always preparing you for your test. So let's look at this information. Okay, so look, beginning your driving experience, and that's what this is all about. You learning about cars, you learning how to drive at night, how to drive in the snow. We'll look at that accident also. All states have a graduated license, and for our location, residents under 18, and that's you, you're under 18, you're going to be involved in a 3-step licensing process, right? You're going to take a class with a certified instructor, that's me. You're going to be in a car with a licensed and certified instructor in a licensed driver's ed car with a driver's side and a passenger side brake with the passenger side mirror. We have all the insurance we need in case there's an accident. 24 hours of class, 6 hours behind the wheel. Okay? If you miss a day, you're going to have to retake it next month. Some of you I will see next month. It is what it is. And then Ohio has different rules. Texas has different rules. All of you, Google driver's education requirements in a state. Pick a state. Pick Texas. Pick Ohio. Pick Indiana. Pick Florida. Pick New York. Put those in. Pick it. And then type it in. Our location has 6 hours behind the wheel. Some have more hours behind. You have to be 18. You have something called a junior license. You're probably saying, well, that sucks. Well, every state is different. New Jersey has different rules. Okay? So we have something called segment 1. We have 12 2-hour sessions. That gets you 24 hours. I'm licensed, I'm certified. We go over all the processes, right? You got to have your segment 1 certificate. You'll get that when you're done, when you make up all your classes, when you have all your drives, when your drive card is turned in, when your test is turned in, okay? Popping along. What I'm asking you to do is type in Google driving rules, driving laws. What do you need to do to get your license if you're under 18 in Texas, in Florida, and Nebraska? Put it in. So, you'll have to have that. Are you eligible to take driver's ed? Some states you have to be older, some states you can be younger. We have something called level 2. You come back in 3 months. You have to drive with three months with a guardian or your parent. And that's to get you comfortable driving. 30 hours in 3 months is an hour and a half per week. Some of you will see me in 3 months. Some of because you can't get your hours, or you're nervous, or your parents don't trust you. There are various reasons why. I'm not the trust police, but I won't see some of, okay? But hopefully I will, okay? Now, you have to be 16 and have 50 hours in order to take your road test. So I'd like to give you the future a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna look through the chat to see what you guys put in. I still don't see questions. I want you to type in what are the driving requirements for Texas, for Florida, for New York, for Connecticut. Okay, put those in. I know I'm trying to put your, okay, so in Massachusetts, you need 30 hours of class. Okay, how many hours of driving? Okay, they have 6 more than we do. That's good. How many hours of driving? That's Massachusetts. Thank you, Sean. Right? All of you need to do this. Be connected in the process. Let's be interactive. Okay, so the graduated license is here so you don't make mistakes. In Hawaii, love that. I'm looking for hours. It's not telling me anything. You just copy information. How many hours do you need to drive in Hawaii? How old do you have to be to get your full license? What are the state requirements? Some ask you need to be more specific. Hawaii is beautiful, but Tennessee, 50 hours to step behind the wheel. How many hours of driving do you need? Okay, so you got to dig a little bit deeper. So I'm trying to get you guys to not just copy and paste, but to read. What are the driving requirements in Massachusetts? How many hours behind the wheel? How many hours of class time? Okay. All right, let's keep going. Level 3. You'll be at level 3 when you're about 17, 16 and a half. You have free restrictions, okay? So you got to really be working hard, not getting in trouble. Let's talk about a chauffeur's license. If you're trying to get a chauffeur's license, you got to at least be 16 and pass a written test. A commercial driver's license, a CDL, you have to at least be 18, no tickets, and that's a good opportunity. School bus driver, delivery driver, those guys and ladies are making great money. Great money. Of you. You're trying to drive your moped, right? Unlicensed teens 15 and under can apply with parental approval and must pass a vision and written test. Motorcycle endorsement, that's a little bit more dangerous. You can't drive motorcycles in the wintertime, but you've got to take a motorcycle education course. You got to be 16 through 17, and for adults who failed a motorcycle test, you got to take it again. Let's see what you guys found out. In Hawaii, you need a valid license, vehicle inspected, how many hours you need. Let's go to California. California needs 50 hours and 50 to 100 in Australia. Let's stay with the United States. Mexico, 14 hours, 5 hours straight. I like that. Massachusetts, 12 hours behind the wheel. For Florida, you have to be at least 15 years old, need to complete 6 hours of driver's education, and hold us in 50 hours to. Who put that in? Thank you, Brianna B. That's thorough. That's what I need. A chauffeur's license. I'm looking up here right now. You can drive a vehicle that is, look that up, I believe it's under 12,000 pounds. You should look that up for me. Someone looked that up. What are the requirements for a chauffeur's license? 44 hours behind the wheel in Texas. Man, that's a lot of hours. But I need more. I think the parents teach you in Texas. You have to be at least 17, have 50 hours in Louisiana. There we go. So someone look up chauffeur's license requirements. I'm doing this. I'm trying to help. 60 hours. Is that between segment 1, segment 2? Someone give me some more feedback. Wisconsin has the knowledge test, including online version, which is required for licensed drivers through the DMV. So Wisconsin has something a little bit different. Thank you. Book a podcast. Would you recommend it for everyone? Okay, so look, understand the HTS. We have the Highway Transportation Motor Vehicle Safety Act. They regulate safety, vehicle emissions, recalls. The National Highway Safety Act, they're designed to help inspect vehicles. Some states have vehicle inspections, some states do not. We do not have vehicle inspections. Check New Jersey. Does New York have vehicle inspections? Does Connecticut have vehicle inspections? Does Utah? There are 50 states, people. Please pick one. State governments, they're required to enact the laws in their state. New York's rules are different than Michigan's. Michigan's are different than Wisconsin's. Wisconsin's are different than Texas. Texas are different than California. Every state's a little bit different. Okay? We all have a responsibility. Make sure you're in good condition. Make sure your car won't break down. And make sure you have the necessary licenses. Safety is your responsibility. Okay. Type in what you learned so far, please, and thank you. Thank you. Landon said Louisiana requires annual vehicle inspections, right? Thank you. Hours for certain states needed to drive. Thank you. New York is not the same as Michigan. Okay, what are the differences? Tell me the requirements. Let's have that quick discussion. What are the requirements? How old do you have to be? Give me some of those requirements. Let me know. Type it in. What are the differences between New York and Michigan and Ohio? Different driving hours. Thank you. How old do you have to be in New York to get that full license? Type it in. Show me you're doing your research. No one mentioned New Jersey. Look up New Jersey. What about Georgia on my mind? I'm just trying to make some of you guys think. That's all. Every state requires, okay, what are some of the differences? What are some of the differences in New Jersey? Someone find that out for me. Give me 1 second. Put in New Jersey, put in New York, put in Texas. What are some of the differences? Put it in. I'm asking you about New Jersey because I know they're different than ours. How old do you have to be to get your full license in New Jersey? I want you to understand the differences. So New Jersey, you need 50 hours, 10 hours at night. How old do you have to be to get your full license in New Jersey? Can someone tell me that? All right, let's keep going. So we talked about animals. Animals, both big and small, may dart. So large animals. If a large animal enters the roadway, try to brake firmly. In New Jersey, you have to be 18 years old. Thank you. You guys don't like that because 18 is almost 20. How old do you have to be in New York? Type that in, guys. New Jersey had to be 18. In Georgia, if you're under 18, you need to complete 40 hours of supervised driving with the licensed adult 21. Intermediate license 16, at least 6 hours of those at night. New York is 18. Thank you, Sean. So, New York and New Jersey are 18 years old. You have something called a junior license. Okay, so animals, we don't want to veer. You want to slow down. If a collision with the animal is imminent, release the brake before contact. Okay. It doesn't say veer into the ditch. The animal could strike the hood. It could go through the windshield, injure you. It could go under the car. It could go left, correct. Bicyclists, they share the road too. We want to give them room. Motorcyclists are also there. Motorcyclists are usually better trained to use the highway transportation system. They're roadway users. Make sure you leave them room. Moped and motor scooters. We have more e-scooters today. They have a right to share the road too. Commercial vehicles, you got to give them more room. School buses, you know about those. Give them more space. Emergency vehicles pull over to the right. I love this quick review. Work zones, you got to reduce your speed. Let's take a look at this. Work zones in the United States, U.S. highways have become increasingly dangerous places for workers and drivers. Approximately 35,000 per year are injured as a result of motor vehicle crashes. A couple years ago, a worker was killed here. It was in the summertime. Drivers not paying attention. So when approaching a work zone, watch for those cones, barrels, and large signs. And also, workers have those brightly colored vests on. In Virginia, 16 years old. There are 50 states. You guys should be looking at more. The reduction in speed limit is for safety for the workers. I like going over this because you're going to be prepared. Watch the speed around areas where flaggers are. Do not become, obviously, you don't want to become mesmerized. You want to be aware of the work zones, go slower. You might have to merge a little later or a little earlier. Use extreme caution when driving through a work zone at night. We talked about that. You could hit workers work year round, and during the summer they were doing pavement markings. We were driving till 10 o'clock at night. The state police were sitting there. Workers are paving roads, putting down lines, getting that $25, $50 to $35 an hour. But it's very dangerous because you could get hit. Okay? There will be delays. Construction vehicles, don't tailgate them, give them room. There were a lot of construction vehicles this summer. This is a good reminder for me too. Type in what you learn. Come on. Type in what you learn. This is a great review. We'll see videos too. Type in what you learn. A book or a podcast. I like Joe Rogan. Gary Vee, he's from New York. He's got jab, jab, right hook. So I like podcasts and books. Okay, vehicle ownership. Title. Once you receive the title for a new car, the state, it would be from the state you got the car from. Okay? You have a registration. That is required. Shows proof who owns the vehicle. You have to have insurance to show financial responsibility in case you hit someone or go through a building. Driving protocol. I love going over this because it's really going to prepare you. Driving protocol. Get into that car, right? Lock your door. Put it on your seatbelt. Adjust your mirror. I see more of you doing it all the time. And I clap. Because you're taking it serious and you want to drive. So you got to check your path. Look around the vehicle. Particularly when it's really cold, animals will hide by the engine. There's that stray cat. Raccoon. Rabbits. Check your vehicle for damage, vandalism. Maybe your neighbors don't like you. I'm joking. Check, that make sure your lights work. Turn on your headlights. Do your brake light work, tail light work? I'm a fanatic about that because I know we're driving and we got to use our blinker and we got to have on our headlights. I have to replace headlights sometimes when driving students. I show them what to do. We have a key. We put it in the ignition and turn it forward. Some of you have a key fob. Okay. Secure loose items. Position your seat. And more of you are doing this. You're getting ready to go. Throw on that seatbelt. Vehicle controls. Steering. Have both hands on the wheel. That's a very personal situation. 9, 3, 10 and 2, 7 and 5. It really depends on how comfortable you are. There's no right or wrong way. People love to argue. Hey, my dad drives at 10 and 2. My mom at blah, blah. AAA says 7 and 5. Okay? AAA says 7 and 5. For your road test, you have to have both hands on the wheel. Driving one hand is a dangerous maneuver. Windshield wipers. We got to know how to turn those on. Hazards in case our car breaks down. Temperature control. We kind of have it in the middle to have the car warm but not too warm. Accelerator pedal. Most of you are pretty comfortable with the gas pedal. Yeah, I like those podcasts too. Park brake. This is a mechanical brake that you would push to lock the back brakes. You use this if you're parking downhill. If you're parking downhill, you turn the wheels all the way to the right. If your car slips out of gear, the car will roll into the curb. If you're parking uphill, you turn the wheels opposite. So if your car rolls out of gear, the car will actually roll backwards. Okay. Park, this is where your car's not moving, it's stopped. Reverse, this is where the car's backing up. Neutral, the motor and transmission are not connected in case your car's being towed. So drive is when you're moving forward forever. You have a trunk release button, and you got to watch your little brother and sister. They love to play in the car, so they might hide in the trunk. Hood release. This is a picture of your dashboard. Tachometer, speedometers in the middle. It's a little different in each car. The biggest gauge you'll worry about is R. That is the fuel gauge. You won't care about anything else. Okay. All right, to change lanes, you want to maintain your speed, turn signal, mirror, blind spot. Look over your shoulder. If you're making a lane change to the left, you turn on your left turn signal, which is down. You check your mirror, look over your shoulder, check your blind spot, you get over. A lot of beginning drivers mix up right and left. Okay. Parallel parking, we really try to nail 3 of those, 5 of those, 7 of those. Line your car up, reverse at a 45 angle, turn your wheel all the way to the right. The rear will get in by the curb about 12 inches. If you hit the curb, automatic failure. If you're out past 12 inches, you're going to get a ticket. They are meter maids that give tickets across the country. They're looking for cars in violation, parked in a no parking zone. If you want a ticket or get your car towed, I love this about mirror usage, really important. Anytime speed and position adjustments are necessary, the driver must consider where our car is at. Are we going fast? Are we going slow? The mirrors only show what is in the general area. They don't tell you how far our car is, 5 feet away, 10 feet away. Please listen to this and understand. Drivers cannot afford to divert attention from the path ahead. The most important thing is driving straight ahead. Here's some questions you should ask yourself. Mirror checks can answer 3 important questions. 1, are there vehicles present? 2, where's the location? And 3, what is the relative speed and size of detected vehicles? Is it a large semi-truck? Is it a smaller car? Is it a medium-sized car? So you as a driver, when you check that mirror, someone is in that particular area. So you got to be aware. When stopped, anytime a driver stopped, slow to a stop. Don't slam brakes. The driver's eyes should scan first to the rear view mirror. If we had an eye detection cam, I have more eye movement than you. You as a beginning driver, many of you just kind of look down or look a foot ahead, or look 5 or 10 cars ahead. Some of you are really looking further ahead because, hey, what color is the light? Oh, it's green. What color is the light? It's red. What color is the car ahead of us? It's purple. It's a Trackhawk. It's a Hellcat. It's a Mustang. And more of you are starting to do this. Mirror your usage when turning. When the driver prepares to turn, mirrors should be checked before any change of speed or position is made to enable assessment and control of rear and side space. That's a lot. What does this mean? Look around, check your mirrors. The driver should assess the space to the rear as soon as the turn is completed. Did you pull out in front of a car? A lot of you do this and we almost get hit. I'm really trying to give you some in-depth analysis, and it's going to help you on the test. Some of you are going to rip the test apart. It was so easy. I reviewed. So you've got to check that mirror. Checking mirrors in blind areas. Regular side view mirrors, even when angled at an additional 12 to 16 inches, enhanced mirror settings do not provide sufficient information to safely make a movement to the side. You got to look over your shoulder. There's no such thing as a blind spot mirror. A mirror blind spot check involves making a quick eye movement over the shoulder. And that's what a lot of beginning drivers struggle. I don't want you to struggle. What's up, Jackson? Type in what you learned so far. I'll wait a moment. Let's talk about driving anxiety for a moment. It's called gradual exposure. We start in the neighborhoods. We are making 12 right turns, 12 left turns, low traffic, low pedestrians. We are in a school route, go around the back of the school. We'll go up and down the aisles. We'll do figure eights between the light posts, teaching you to look left, teaching you to look right. Off-peak hours, early in the morning, late evening. You have to have gradual exposure. You want to drive in your neighborhoods. Learning to drive from your home to your school, from school to work. Chick-fil-A, ding, ding, ding. It takes time. Everyone doesn't get their license at 16 or 18 or 25 or 30. Everyone is different. Have a good coach. Someone that's going to be honest, who's not going to clock your T and rip your head off, but tell you, hey, you know, we almost hit a car. You should consider checking your blind. Oh, yeah, you're right. You know, you were going too slow. Everyone was mean to us. Or you're going too fast. I was scared. Well, I was late and you told me to speed up. Traditional mirror settings may be appropriate for trucks and SUVs. Side mirrors are not designed for backing. To look over you when you back up. A lot of you don't do this. I say it again. Passenger vehicle side mirrors are not designed for backing the vehicle. Well, I can use my back camera. You're still going to run over someone. Look out of your back window. Type in what you learned, please, and thank you. I have notes up here. We're reviewing. Type in what you learned. Let's go, everyone. Vehicle technology, door locks. You have to lock your door when you get in the car. The door and car become one. It'll prevent you from being thrown out. You should always have on your seatbelt. Sun visors, you flipped up the sun. It's not preventing you from seeing. Head restraints, they're intended to prevent the neck and spinal cord injuries resulting from a collision. You'll be hit and move forward, and then your head will go back. That's something called whiplash. So it wants to be, you need to adjust the head rest so it's in the center of your head. Okay. Seatbelts are intended to prevent inner seat during a collision. They're designed to counter the forces of inertia that a body in motion will continue to be in motion until force acts upon the airbags. They're designed to reduce some of the impact. When seated properly, the airbag will catch the vehicle's occupants during a collision, make them contact the interior with less force. You still can knock your teeth out, have a concussion. ABS, the system designed to automatically pumps the brakes. Traction control, this system pulls some of the power or extra torque from the tires to keep you from spinning. And it's reduced the engine speed and torque. Braking alone is good. Electronic stability program, you might want to remember this. All ESP systems, including ABS, and applied to the front wheels, all four wheels in some vehicles, they have the ability to control the speed and torque. It uses sensors. Crumple zone, we had a question on this. Those are the front right corner, front left corner, rear left corner, rear right corner. In an accident, those corners crumple up. Backup warning devices. It may make a sound, a chime, adaptive cruise control. If a car suddenly slows down, your car might slow down. If a car speeds up, your car might speed up. Okay. Blind spot detectors, they alert you if a car is in your general area. Okay. Lane change and lane departure detections. This technology for spot detections where it can judge an approaching vehicle, varies by speed. It'll alert you of danger. You have park assist, and your car can park for you. This technology will park the vehicle for a driver without any driver input. In addition, for this feature, most newer vehicles also have cameras. Thank you, Cybertruck. I need you to type in, you can ask your parents if you want. I need you to find out who turns hand over hand, who does push-pull, who does one hand, and who drives with their knee. I need you to take a moment. Ask your parent, Mom, Dad, my instructor wants to know, do you do hand over hand? Do you do push-pull? Are you driving with your knee? Are you driving with one hand? Do you drive underhand? Right? Mom does hand over hand, Dad, one hand. Thank you. One hand over hand. My dad drives with one hand or knee. I'm not that good. I'll crash. Mom drives whatever she wants to do. Okay. Hand over hand, one hand. They aren't home. Push pull. So hand over hand, that's good for skid recovery. That's good for parking lots. Limited sight lines. Making right turns, left turns, tight maneuvers. Okay. Push pull. What are we using push pull for? This is going around a curve. This approach is primarily used for maneuvers that don't require quick steering inputs to keep the vehicle out of danger, such as changing lanes, making a slight turn. It is executed when the driver pulls and pushes the steering wheel in order to slide it through their hands. Braking, we want to use the ball of our foot. We don't want to use the tip. Our left foot stays to the dab pedal. We pivot our right foot between the gas and brake. You should plan to slow down sooner. A lot of beginner drivers wait till the last second. Reversing back in the vehicle requires visual tracking similar to forward tracking. The driver must look where they wish to travel. It doesn't say look in the backup camera. Parking. Perpendicular. There are numerous ways to park perpendicular. This form of usually the simplest. Perpendicular parking is executed when the driver pulls their vehicle into a parking spot, parking space by driving straight into it. Backing into parking spots. This is performed when the driver pulls their vehicle in reverse and backs in. Backing into a parking spot. On your right is safer and easier than backing one in on the left. Parallel parking. This is where most of you will struggle. We want to line our vehicle up, put it in reverse, back up halfway past the vehicle, turn the wheel all the way to the right. We want to keep it simple. A lot of beginners and adults overcomplicate it. It is on your road test. We will look at some, keep it simple. We park in downtown areas. We park in neighborhoods. Anywhere we can find a parking spot, we are parking. A parking on a hill, remember I talked about this, when parking on a hill, always turn your wheels of the vehicle toward the curb. When parking uphill, turn your wheels away from the curb. See? I know you thought I was lying, but it's right here. Oh, I believe you, bro. I believe you, Unc. Type in what you learned about parking, please. Come on. I got 8 minutes. In videos, we'll do some quizzes, and then we're going to finish up to 50, and then you're going to do those other 50. Type in what you learned. Parallel parking is the most difficult, but you got to practice it. If you don't practice, then you won't feel comfortable. And then when you go to a downtown area, you won't parallel park. And then you're going to have to pay for parking, which is $30 or $40. My daughter and I went to a party. I drove. We tried driving around downtown area, could not find a spot. Parking was $30. I'm like, oh my God, $30? We had a staff party. I drove, brought my daughter. Whole staff met her. $30. Yep, that's how downtown areas make money. Parking. We're going to talk about signs. That's a good book too. But people don't read anymore. Ivy, we'll talk to you later. We're not going to stress Ivy. We'll figure it out. All right, regulatory signs, stop signs, speed limit signs, one way, do not enter, wrong way, no parking anytime. These are your regulatory signs. They tell a road user what they may or may not do in a specific area. They're typically square, a rectangle with black lettering or symbols on a white background, or white lettering or symbol on a red background, such as a stop sign. Okay, it's a red sign with white letters that say stop. A speed limit sign is a white background with black letters and a number or numbers telling you in this zone 25, in this zone on expressway 70, in this zone on a minor roadway could be 45 or 50. One way, black background, white with an arrow that says one way. It's yellow and black. Yellow background, black, such as the railroad. You have the X and the R. School zone crossing. You have two people with the lines. Or slippery when wet. you'll have a triangular shape, a diamond shaped sign, a car with little skid lines. Warning signs, they're designed to draw attention in imminent or upcoming danger. They are yellow or fluorescent yellow with black letters or symbols and are typically diamond shaped, typically, or a pentagon, circle, and rectangles. I love shapes. I had a great teacher in elementary. Really love shapes. That made an impression on me. So they warn you of a danger. Guide signs. They give you information, routes, places, available roadside services. The next rest area is 50 miles away. In rest areas, you can get food. You can park your car and rest. Cars and trailers on one side, trucks on another side. It's a map. Hey, we're 500 miles from New York. Hey, we're 700 miles from Vegas. Hey, we're 1,200 miles away from Texas. God, that's a long drive. So guide signs, they are usually square and rectangular. The colors are coded for this purpose. Blue and white, red, white, and blue, green and white, brown and white. The brown and white ones are recreational signs. Type in what you learned, please and thank you. That's cool. That's a great story. Thank you for saying that. Our grandparents give us names. Our cousins give us names. That's real. Let me hit you with a quick quizzy. Short ones. Get ready. Give me 1 second. Don't worry. Once we're done with the quizzes and the videos, we're finishing worksheet 4. You're going to finish. So I don't think I forgot. I did not. Yeah, defensive driving is critical. It's more of that today. Definitely. A lot of people drive too fast, distracted, not paying attention. They're in a hurry. I noticed that. I'm going to hit you with the road signs. Give me 1 second. JoinMyQuiz.com. I'll give you the code. This is road signs. Here we go, JoinMyQuiz.com, JoinMyQuiz.com, 861-469, 861-469. JoinMyQuiz.com, 861-469, road signs. These are short. 861-469. 861-469. JoinMyQuiz.com. I'll give you a moment to get in. $861-469. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let's eat. We're having a great day. I really appreciate all of you. We were about -10 today, wind chilled, about -15. A lot of schools were closed today, businesses were closed. It's very, very cold. We've been out for like 6 days. What is the temperature where you are? Could you share that with me? Currently, right now, usually the temperature's on my screen. I'm trying to find it. It's not on my screen right now. What is the temperature where you are? I really appreciate the thumbs up. Having a party. I like podcasts. Joe Rogan, he's number one. I like him. A couple of the guys I've seen, or ladies I've seen online. I have about 12 or 10 podcasts myself, driving with Myles. They're on Spotify. I need to make some more, get some more guests on. Spotify used to do free podcasts, but they got bought out, and it's about money now. So I'm trying to look for a hosting service where I could call people, email you the login, and then we could all join and talk. That would really be fun. So I'm still looking for a hosting service. So if you know a good one, just reach out to me, let me know. Stay to the right lane in a multi-lane road. Pass to the left. Amen. Defensive driving, obey. Right. Have good speed, have good space. Like you guys are almost done. Let's keep it going. Okay, got a couple of people need to finish up. Once we go through the quizzy, finish one about night driving. Look at that. Look at some of the other driving school videos. We're going to finish the rest. I'm going to call people randomly so we can keep it moving. We're doing pretty good. I'm pushing you hard. JoinMyQuiz.com. I use it. It can be used in any academic area, icebreakers. JoinMyQuiz.com, and the code 861469. Okay, we are done. Let's look at some of the data. The average is 84%. Yeah, classroom participation completion is 100. The TOEFL question is 4. The longest question is 5. So let's take a moment and look at this. It's over. We'll do another. Okay, let's look at the questions. Let's look at these, okay? So the first one is a warning sign. It tells you that there's a school zone ahead. $16 of you got it right. The next one is a warning sign, slippery when wet. 18 of you got it right. The next one is a regulatory sign. It's a yield sign. It's not a warning. It's not a guide. The next one is also a regulatory sign, no right turn. 18 of you got it right. The next one is a warning. This tells you that approaching curve is about 35. You should be driving about 35 so you don't crash. Warning. The next one, this sign means pedestrian crossing ahead. 17 of you got it right. The next one is a warning sign. This means steep downgrade, so truckers need to downshift into a lower gear. The next one is a warning sign, no passing zone ahead, around a curve or a hill, can't see traffic. The next one is also warning signs ahead. The next one is a warning sign, railroad crossing, RR. The next one, and this triangular shaped sign is on tractors. Okay, slow moving vehicles. So a lot of you missed that. We talked about that yesterday. Was paying attention. Next one, this is a chevron light sign. This is also a warning sign, change of direction. The next one, warning of a curve ahead. The next one, school zone crossing. Another warning sign, slow down, look both ways. This is telling you of a crossroad ahead. This is your regulatory sign, stop sign. This area is for bikers. Could be in downtown areas also. Red and white, this stop and then check traffic. You'll see these on service drives, the expressways to the left or to the right, so you might have to yield. This is your warning sign of a flagger ahead, reduce speed, slow down, construction. It's not a guide. It's not a regulatory. It's construction. That's the subcategory if you are listening. This is a warning sign telling us that the road turns sharply to the right and left. You'll see this on the expressway. Be ready to merge. Type in what you learned, please. Please type in what you learned. Guys, I want to say thank you today. It was a great class. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends to join in. We'll be going tomorrow about 6:45 E. Jackson. I want to say thank you. You guys have been awesome. Bye, guys.